What's up, people? This your boy John Doe. How you doing today, man? And we back with another We Got Game podcast. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, now, if you left the comments, well, the post won't officially start until we do our next one, because this one will already be recorded by the time I put up the post for the questions. You get what I'm saying? Because we don't do the podcast the night up. We do it like maybe a day or two prior, because it got to get edited and all the prettiness got to be added to the podcast. So next week I will be putting a post up. I'll probably put a video up on my channel saying, well, if you got any questions for the show, come by and let me know. But make sure, if you haven't joined the We Got Game group, look down in the description, go over there, you know what I'm saying, join the group. Make sure you join Gamers with Doe, you know what I'm saying, and like the fan page or whatever. Mizzah Tee got a page too. He got to tell it to me so I can put that down there as well. But we going to go ahead and jump right in. Hold on. First of all, I'm going to ask the fellas, man, because I got a question that's really been bugging me, man. I want to know about the dress that made the whole world stop, man. What color is that dress, man? What color
Black and blue.
Mr. T, what color is that dress, man?
Man, that dress is gold and white.
Man, that dress is black and blue, man. I seen it, man. I seen it with my own eyes, man. I thought it was gold and white for a long time, man. But that bitch is black and blue. Talking about gold and white, man. Screwface. Screwface.
Yeah.
We know it's a situation, man. With this gold Mario, man. You know what I'm saying? They say it sold out, man. But I think I might be, that might be the amiibo that I must have, man. You know what I'm saying? Boy, it's going to be see, and then to come to think about it, we know it dropped March 20th, but these Nintendo fans, I might not be able to get one, because it's probably going to be like 4 at the store, and Nintendo fans will literally sit out there a week early, man. I ain't going to sit in front of no damn store with no campfire and no tent for no damn week and a half. You feel me? I can't do it. But I'm going to let Screwface go on and take it from there. Go on and go off about that, Screwface.
All right, well, for those of y'all that don't know, Nintendo's releasing a gold Mario exclusive to Walmart. And we've seen pictures of it, and it wasn't officially announced, but we all kind of figured it was coming out with Mario Party 10, because it's the same mold as the one that's in the pre-order box. And yesterday they released a press release announcing that it was coming out, gave it a release date of the same day as Mario Party 10 coming out, which is March 20th. And that same day, they also put it online for pre-orders. But nothing in the press release said that they were going to do that. So a lot of people missed out on pre-ordering it because they didn't know when it was going to be available for pre-order. And I'm in a couple of amiibo Facebook groups, so I can kind of keep up with the news. Hey, if you collect amiibos, you know what I'm talking about, man. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. But check this out. So I'm sitting there in my little, Facebook group every morning. I get up, check it, because I'm waiting on Wave 4 pre-orders to come. So I see that the Gold Mario was released for pre-orders on Walmart at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, why would they do that and not announce when they were going to drop the pre-order? Then they turned around, they took it back down and said they was all sold out. Then a bunch of people in the Facebook group was saying, I ordered like 4 of them, and all of them got canceled except one. And then they turned around and released it again at like noon. And I guess what they were doing was I guess when they first put them up, they were allowing people to order as many as they wanted. And then they backtracked and decided that they was only going to let people get up to 2. So then they had to go back in and cancel a bunch of orders, and then they put it back up again, right, at noon. Then they took it back down again when all the pre-orders was gone. And then they put them up back again available for pre-order that night at 7:30 p.m. Now, this all happened yesterday. And all day long, all 3 times I missed it. Wow. Because at 8 o'clock in the morning, people getting ready to go to work. Man, at noon, they eating lunch. And at 7:30 at night, at 7:30 at night.
Yeah, man, to be honest with you, they probably disappear in seconds. You get what I'm saying? Literally seconds.
I know they did. But my whole thing is about it is, and this doesn't just go for the Gold Mario. This goes for all the amiibos. Anyone that's been chasing them knows what I'm talking about. GameStop, Toys R Us, Best Buy, Walmart, Target, all of them that sell amiibo for pre-orders online or just sell them once they're available. They post them to be able to order at weird times. It'd be like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll wake up the next morning and one of the Facebook groups said, yeah, they put Mega Man and Sonic available on GameStop last night. At 3 o'clock in the morning, man, people's asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they need to announce when a pre-order date is set and let people know ahead of time. At least I would have the chance. If I can click faster than somebody else, at least I would know what day and time it's going to happen, so I got a fighting chance to get one. Because I'm a grown-ass man, I run a business, I'm married, I got 2 children, I got shit to do, and I don't have time to sit on my phone or in front of a computer 24 hours a day, leaving my life to the side to refresh the page all day long, waiting for shit to become available. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I have camped out for Rosalina, and I have camped out for Meta Knight. I got both. I went to Target and Best Buy both 2 hours early to get them. And I also camped out for Lucario, and I didn't get him because I was number 5 in line, and they only have 4.
Are you prepared to sit out there a week early to get Mario, though?
Yes, I am, because I didn't get one of the pre-orders. So, but that's another. I'm glad you said that, because that leads into one more thing about the Golden Mario. In Walmart's press release, they had released saying that the Gold Marios was going to be available at 3,000 Walmart locations in the continental United States. There is 4,177 Walmarts in the United States. So that means 1,177 Walmarts are not going to get them. So now that means us as consumers, again, are left in the dark because of Nintendo's bullshit with these amiibos. And we got to call and bug the shit out of every manager at every Walmart in our area to figure out which Walmart in our area is going to get them. Because if not, we're going to camp out at the wrong one, which would be our luck. And we'll be camping out at a store, and come midnight, they'll be like, man, we didn't get none of those. You know what I mean?
Oh, man, that would be so fucked up.
It's just, I mean, the amiibo thing, like I said, man, the struggle is real, man. It's real hard to get these amiibos, and I missed the Lucario, even though I camped out. I did get a Meta Knight, but they only had 6. And I did get Rosalina, but they only had 5. And it's like, that's another thing, real quick, man. I know I'm going on, but these exclusive ones, I don't mind them being exclusive. I've collected toys all my life. I've collected video games. I understand stores getting exclusive items, and I think that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But when you get an exclusive item, you should have stock of it, because you're paying for the exclusivity to have it. Why in the world would you pay money to Nintendo to exclusively have, let's say for Walmart for an example, since the Gold Amiibo is coming out, why would they only bring in 5? You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't even. If I'm paying for an exclusive, I want.
Did Walmart do that, or that was Target?
No, I'll just use Walmart as an example because they fixing to come out with the next exclusive, which is the Gold Mario. But like I said, Best Buy only had 6 Meta Knights. Lucario only have 4. Toys R Us only have 4 Lucarios, and Target only have 5 Rosalinas. So my thing is if you're going to be exclusivity to a certain product, make sure you got enough of it in stock, man. How are you going to be exclusive to something and have 4 or 5 of them? That don't make no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, though the struggle is real, man. But I'll stop talking because I can talk the whole podcast just about amiibo shit.
Let me get Mizzah Tee thoughts. God damn, you went on, my friend.
Well, I'll keep it short and sweet. I just don't give a damn no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, my struggle, amiibo struggle, happened early on, like when the first wave and second wave came out, and I knew it was going to be a pain in the ass to get the amiibos I wanted. I was frustrated in the beginning. I'm just not frustrated no more. I'll get them when I can get them. I've been going to Japan, spending a little extra money on some of them. I think I spent 20 to get Meta Knight. So I got that one from Japan. I got another one from Japan. I think I got a Captain Falcon from Japan too. He was only like $5 more. So I'm just not gonna stress myself out about it. I'm not one of the guys who need to get them all. There's certain ones that I want, and certain ones that I care about, and some of the more rare ones I just don't really care about, like Lucario, or I'm not really gonna worry about him, or I'm not gonna worry about Wii Fit Trainer. I don't care about her. There's certain characters I want, so that's the one I'm gonna focus on. I'm gonna get them when I can get them, and I'm not gonna stress about it no more. So I'm good, I'm over it.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that I knew Screwface was gonna want, was gonna collect his amiibos and stuff, but I didn't think it was gonna be to this level. I never knew, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna go amiibo crazy. In the beginning when they announced them, I was like, yeah, I'll get a few of them. And here I am at 20 something.
Well, my problem is the collector in me. I want a whole set open for display and to use, and a whole set box.
See, but I expected that from Mr. T. I didn't expect it from you. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know you was a hobbyist like that. Though. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, man! I've been collecting action figures. You know what I'm saying? GI Joe, Transformers, wrestling. Comic books. I mean, I don't really do that anymore, but I used to. So it just kind of refueled my fire, and since it's gaming related, it just makes it even more. Especially since it's Nintendo, which is what all of us grew up on, and most of us have a lot of favorite characters with Nintendo, whether we use Nintendo console today or not. So it just kind of just revitalizes the collector in me, and I'm probably moving forward only gonna try to just get a box set and just try to get one, because it's becoming harder and harder to buy two because of the prices of them and how hard they are to find. And then maybe 10 years down the road when people selling them loose, what I'm saying, out of the box on eBay for like $15-$20. I can buy them then, on down the road, but just get my box one. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be good. So.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next topic. And we're going to go to another exclusivity product, by a company that does kind of shady business more times than not as of late. If we're talking about Sony and this whole retro PS4 they're supposed to be putting out, which they had contest winners for, but they lost the whole list of contest winners for the console. I'm gonna let Screwface start this off.
Well, Sony made 12,300 20th anniversary PS4s that are gray and they look like the original PlayStation.
Yeah.
Not the design of it, but the look of it. And they released it back on like December 3rd. That's what it's supposed to be. So it's 12,300 of them. And apparently they had this contest and they picked 123 winners. And now the data is lost. They announced that they couldn't it's just unretrievable. They cannot find where their list of winners are. So now it's kind of like, are they going to go ahead and do the contest again? I kind of feel like, well, I hope that they do it again, because that's going to be really bad PR. And hopefully that the winners, they didn't already contact, which obviously they couldn't because they lost the information. So at least no one really knows who won. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be real salty if I found out I won, and then they went ahead and said, well, we don't know for sure if you won. We lost the list or some shit like that. So, since they don't know who won, and if they do the contest again, that'd be cool. But I'm trying to, my whole mystery about the whole situation is, if they only made 12,300 available back on December 3rd on the website, and all of them sold out, are these 123 for this contest? Did they make 123 more just for this contest?
Hold on, listen to this. Screwface, listen to this. It's a PlayStation, Sony. We're talking about Sony.
Yeah.
This how they pick the winners, right? You know what I'm saying? People between December and January, anyone who bought a PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, or a PlayStation TV were eligible, and they got like a unique code. You know what I'm saying? And that unique code, they had 123 winners from that code. How in the world is they supposed to redo this this whole thing again? Have people buy more stuff?
If that's the way they did it, then I don't know. Because that's similar to like Club Nintendo, where you buy your games, you put in your code, and Club Nintendo gives you coins for it, and you can buy stuff. So I see how they did it. You know what I'm saying? They put a code in there, and it enters you in to win or whatever. But that is crazy, because how are they going to...
Hold on. Matter of fact, say those people who bought that stuff were eligible to receive a calendar attached with the unique code. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody who bought between December and January, those items that I just said, they can receive a, you know what I'm saying, a unique code or whatever. You get what I'm saying? And that calendar that they received had a code in it. You get what I'm saying? So can you receive another calendar, or do they got those? Obviously, they can't have those codes still in the system if they say it's irretrievable, correct?
Yeah, because that means that they have already collected them and picked the winners, but they just lost the list of who they were.
So they still probably got the codes, you think?
No, they probably would have to like redo the whole contest and put because I'm sure because if they only did it from December 3rd to January 3rd or whatever, then any items produced after that date, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't have them in the box anymore. You know what I'm saying? The code or whatever. So, kind of like how Club Nintendo is ending July 31st, and every game from like February or March, whatever, they're not going to put the codes in the games and stuff anymore for you to retrieve them. So, retrieve the coins. So it's probably the same way. So everything produced from, January 3rd to now, they're not going to have those codes in the boxes anymore. The only way I know to fix it is they'd have to go ahead and put. No. Sony
they asked whoever still have the calendar codes to resubmit the.
Okay. I guess they could do it. I guess they could do it that way. I don't know. My whole thing is with the whole thing is I hope they still at least do it again, or let people resubmit codes and pick another 123 so that somebody wins them.
Sure, when we're done, I'm gonna go ahead and give my conspiracy theory on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I got one. We'll finish on up. We're gonna get Mizzah Tee off in here. You done?
Well, the only thing I was gonna say real quick was that my whole mystery about it is like I said, they only made 12,300. So I wonder if the 123 were made extra, or were they a part of that? Because all of them sold out online when they released them. So I'm guessing they held the 123 back. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm done. Go ahead, T.
Mr. T, go ahead.
I guess I'm a little confused on what the scam is, but so it's 123 for the contest winners that was supposedly either put to the side, or that's what the deal is, and they lost all the I guess the winners. I don't know how they did that. I mean, that smells kind of fishy to me.
Man, it sounds like Sony, man. I'm telling you, man, it smells like Sony.
You know what? I mean, come on. I mean, that's about $50,000 right there. So they probably needed that money. They ain't want to give that money away. So for something like that, a contest, I don't see how they would lose. Obviously they got their Sony company as a whole got their emails cracked or whatever, but I just don't see how some little contests, where you have something like that it just don't make sense to me for them to be. And, it is a special edition item like that. You would think they would take better care or have some kind of backup or something. I mean, come on, somebody write it down. Why is it only sitting on a computer? It don't make sense to me. Something fishy about it.
Write it down.
Can I go on and get my theory?
It's only 123 people.
Yeah. Can I give my theory?
Like it's 100,000 people or something. Yeah. Come on.
Let me give you my theory, man. I'm going to tell you what happened, man. Sony had 12,300 of these goddamn consoles, man, and Sony sold 12,300 of these consoles. You get what I'm saying? That's what I feel about it. They sold all the damn consoles. They said, man, F that, man. We're going to go ahead and get this money, and then we can make an excuse later And then we can say we're going to have people resubmit it, but by the time they resubmit it, we just say, well, after everything went through, it just don't seem like it's a good idea at the time. Or just keep pushing it and, you know what I'm saying, prolonging it until people just say, forget it, man, I don't even care about the consoles no more. You know, because they did the same thing. If you think about it, they did the same exact thing with Drive Club in the PSN Now. Because Drive Club was supposed to originally drop for, you know what I'm saying, free when the PlayStation 4 dropped. They pushed it back, said we had to fix the game, we had to make it a better game, you know, well, we're going to bring it to PlayStation Now for free. Then next thing you heard, well, we're selling the copy, you know what I'm saying, the version, and then we're going to bring it, you know what I'm saying, to the PlayStation Now. Now, 2 years later, oh, we're not going to do a PlayStation Now version. You know what I'm saying? If you want to play the game, you got to pay for it. That sounds, like I say, this whole situation sounds exactly like Sony. Yeah. It sounds like some things Sony would do.
And if you think about it, like I said, the consoles, the 123 of those PlayStation 3s or PlayStation 4s, retail would be about $50,000. I think it's like 4,900 or 49,200 maybe. And so you take that, that's the cost.
The special ones were sold for $500 each.
Okay, so that changes everything. Yeah. So it's 500. Let me do the math real quick. 500 times 123 people. You said 123 they were giving away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's 61,500 right there. So that's 61 grand. 62 grand, whatever. And then you got to factor in the because they obviously sold them all. They sold them all. There is no 20. There's no 123 sitting around anyway.
Well, and that's the thing. That's why I was wondering if they made extras because they're individually serial numbers on the console.
They're gonna have to go back to the factory and reproduce those, and that's labor costs. So you're talking about 100 grand almost. You know, you're talking about at least 100 grand, if not more.
That you're just gonna give away.
They're just gonna give away, right? And they like, oh, that's $100,000 right there. You know, let's just say we lost a number.
I'm telling you, man, they just sold them consoles, man. Them consoles is in somebody's house right now.
That's what happened. That's
exactly what happened, man. Them consoles is gone, man. Dude, that is so messed up, too. Oh, my goodness, that is so messed up, man. But it sounds like Sony, though, and that's the bad part about it. When you think of a company that would do this to their loyal fans and consumers of their products, you know what I'm saying? Who want to align themselves with something like that? That's all I'm saying, man.
They sell like hotcakes still.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? People, you know the number one reason people buying Sony PlayStation 4s?
Oh yeah, I was in a podcast last night and we were talking about
resolution.
Yep, resolution. Don't get mad at us. That is a fact. That is a study they did.
Yes, so. The number one reason people do all the reasons that people bought a PlayStation 4 are reasons you do not buy consoles. You get what I'm saying? All the reasons. Not one reason was fun factor. You know what I'm saying?
Xbox number one was brand, which makes sense. It's a brand. So, and then Wii U number one was fun.
Yep. That is crazy, dog. Not one of their reasons was a fun factor. You know what I'm saying? But we done here?
Yeah, I think we good.
Okay, well, we're going to move on to the next subject. And this is a subject that really blows me about the new age gamers. Because the new age gamers, they don't like challenge. Well, I'm going to say new age people in general, man. You know what I'm saying? The youngins. They soft, man. They're not built for it tough anymore. You get what I'm saying? And I'm going to go ahead and throw this subject out here, man. And the subject is when gamers say games are too hard these days. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to play the game because it's too hard. Or they turn the game in because it's too hard. I'm going to let Mr. T start this off. I want to give your thoughts on this here, Mr. T. Let me know how you feel about gamers who think games are too hard.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's been studies on it. There was a study a year ago talking about how certain gamers couldn't even pass the first level of Super Mario Brothers, and and recently Richard Hilleman from EA said they their plan was to dumb down games even more, to make them more, cinematic, make them easier, and make them more, hand holding in the game, so you can get through without frustration. And when growing up with video games with me, it was all about frustration. Like you got frustrated, you were throwing controllers, you were snatching, the console out and kicking it. You just got frustrated, but you came back because once you finally beat it, it was rewarding. It was rewarding to finally, get past that frustration. And man, I finally did it. And that was a part of the reward in video games. Now, you can buy the rewards in microtransactions. It's just there's so many. It's easy ways to get around games now. You don't even really have to play them anymore. The game, a lot of these games come out today, and they basically play themselves. Yeah. And so it's like you can see why these guys, don't like challenges that can't get through games, because it's made so simple for them. And to point to a recent thing that GameSpot did a review for Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. You look at that game, you're like, oh, that's some kiddie game, man. That's easy, but it's really not. It's a challenging ass game. And the GameSpot, I can't remember her name, she was reviewing it or whatever. She was one of the only people that gave it a 5, and most people gave it a 7 or above as far as the review goes of the rating. And she had gameplay footage of her playing the game, and she was drawing lines all over the place, just crazy lines that made no sense, to get around the game, the obstacles. And I'm like, well, you don't know how to play the damn game. No wonder why you don't like it. It's too hard for you. And that just goes to show me. And the same thing happened when, again, GameStop with Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. They were one of the only review sites that gave the game like a 5. I think it was a 5.5 or something like that. And they were talking about, it was challenging. And it just goes to show you that these new age gamers, for the most part, I mean, I know some young guys over on my Nintendo side, they love those, Donkey Kong and all that kind of, harder stuff. But for the most part, gamers today they don't like challenge. They get frustrated, and they want to find ways around it.
You done now?
Yeah, I'm done with that. Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Screwface. Let me know what you think about that.
I say if you playing games and you don't want them to be hard, then you need to find a new hobby.
I agree with you.
Because I don't want the casual masses to dumb down games for me, because I would rather play games that are hard. I can remember a time when there was no internet, and if you playing a game on NES or Super Nintendo and there wasn't no internet to go to or no strategy guide to look at to tell you how to go through the shit. So the only way you could beat a level or whatever, a boss or whatever you was having trouble with, was either talk to a friend that may have already passed that point, or just keep doing it over and over and over again until you conquer it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
trial and error.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. I remember games,
I would much rather have a game like that.
I remember games when you only had 3 lives, and you had to go through a whole game with 3 lives because there wasn't no storage devices. You know what I'm saying?
And no matter how many levels you beat, John Doe, when you lost all them lives, it said game over. Game over. And you had to start over at the very beginning.
Yeah, and there wasn't no hiding behind the crate. No hiding behind the crate to get your energy back. None of that stuff.
Exactly.
These kids these days will lose their mind. You hear me trying to play them games?
Well, they've grown up in this internet age where everything's at the touch of a button. Right. Information about anything can be found out like that, and that's why. I mean, I can kind of understand why EA and some of these people would say things like that, because it would make sense to just make it easy. Then nobody has to figure out how to beat it. Like, they can just walk through it and complete it or whatever, and just make it real pretty to look at, and it'll still sell, because nowadays most people care about is how many frames per second and what's the resolution in the game, and could care less about how many hours does it take to beat it, or how hard it is, or how rewarding it was to be able to tell your peers, hey, Mr. T, I beat level 7 on such and such game, and you be salty because you ain't beat it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, No, gamers don't have that feel for gaming anymore, and I feel like if they don't want that type of gaming, then get out of my hobby that I love, so I can play games that are hard and I have a lot of hours and is worth my money.
Right.
Exactly. Man, but
go ahead, John.
These kids is weak sauce, man. You know, like the games that we grew up on, you know. Imagine playing Contra. Like Contra back in the day, man. I remember getting so good at Contra, man. I could go through Contra on one man. You get what I'm saying? Man, these kids would lose their mind trying to play a game like that these days, man. It wasn't no storage devices. You didn't have no hard drive built in no consoles. You get what I'm saying? Wasn't no memory card. It was just you being good at the game. What back in the day on the NES, what was the first game that actually had like save points?
I want to say Zelda because Zelda had that battery.
They had the battery stage.
I think Zelda was. Man.
Used to get like those long ass passcodes, and you write them down. Hope you don't lose that passcode.
Exactly. like in Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You know, you had to have so many after every fighter you beat, you got a code, so you could enter the code and then go back to where you left off instead of having to start all over again. That type of shit was implemented. That shit was implemented later on.
Right.
You know, but in the very beginning, it was game over, and you got to start over at the beginning. If you playing the game and the game glitches, if that game glitches out on you, you shit out of luck. You're going to have to go all the way back to the beginning.
And it's like this here. Any reviewer, I mean anybody who review a game, and they ever come out and say a game is hard, you should not pay them no attention whatsoever. You hear me?
They should have a job.
Yeah. How can a reviewer ever come out and say a game is hard? That don't even make sense.
How can your review even be credible?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You already saying this game is hard. You know what I'm saying it's difficult. Saying it's a little challenging. I can understand that because you letting people know that it's not around the mill. You know what I'm saying? You're going to run through the game. But actually sit back and tell the people, man, this game too hard, man.
That used to be, I think it was, I don't know if it was Game Pro or one of the magazines, but that used to be one of the things on their checklist, like fun factor, challenge. Challenge was something that was good. You know, you merited the challenge. You don't take points away for challenge. I mean, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, but man, that's not how the world built these days, man.
No, they want a quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yep. Yeah. It's like they want instant gratification. You know what I'm saying? If it's not instant gratification, then it's not even worth. Like what I was watching. I think I was watching, listening to something when they was talking about how the world is built on like keeping people attention nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard. Like people rather watch. Instead of coming on YouTube watching the whole video, you know what I'm saying, even if it's good, they'd rather go and watch like those Vine clips. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
6-second clips or something, you know. And it's hard to keep people attention these days because they want everything quick, fast, and in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't actually want to sit down and enjoy anything anymore.
Yeah.
Which I can see, you know what I'm saying, it's definitely becoming that way. So if they actually got to sit down and learn how to play a game, that's going to be kind of a problem for these kids. You know what I'm saying?
They can't do it.
Yeah, just think about the influx of ADD diagnosis that in the last 10 years. Like, all these kids that, used to call them can't get right back when I was a kid, now they got it. Now it's called ADD. And I'm like, what's that? I mean, it's a symptom now. It's a treatable problem in kids. When it was just back in the day, it was just like that kid can't get right.
Pretty much. You know,
it's crazy.
They had treatment for it back in the day. Your mama and daddy whooped your ass.
Exactly.
Better get your mind right.
That's another problem that's wrong with today's society, but that's for a whole nother podcast.
Right. Hey, and this affected our game. Remember Screwface when we used to say, man, everybody complaining about football, the football games, like they used to come over to NCAA. Oh man, this game too hard. You know what I'm saying? And they wanted all them little cheating moves in there. You know what I'm saying? Like high jump and all of them abilities because they couldn't actually break down the defense and shit.
Right.
Yeah, man. So it has affected us directly. You know what I'm saying?
You can attribute that to real sports. How in real football, how the rules have changed to make the game easier for offenses. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, So
my whole thing is like if you want to play, I understand that there's casuals, and I understand that gaming companies, console makers, third-party developers, they want their game to sell, and the casuals obviously boost sales
Right.
of
Well, that's the
games.
biggest market, to be honest. You know,
Exactly. That is the biggest market.
I know, and that's what I'm talking about. But here's my thing, though. They could still make, I'll give the football game you just brought up for an example. Me personally, I would rather the football game be more sim style. And if you want to play the high jumping, high scoring, crazy shit, go ahead and make an NFL Blitz or an NFL Street or something like that, and let the casuals that just want to fuck around play that shit, and let the people that want to play real football simulation style play it that way, or have both of those modes built into the game, where I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Because casual games too. Like you can make casual games like Wii Party or Wii Fit. I mean, not Wii Fit, but fucking
Wii Sports.
The game? Yeah, Wii Sport. That's what I was trying to say. Wii Sports, shit like that. I mean, even though they're still a little challenging, everyone can pick it up and play it. And so to me, make games like that for those people, but don't dumb down all the hard games so that all those people can play them too. Because if they ain't playing them now, they ain't gonna play them when they dumb down. They just don't want to play them.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like all these developers, if you actually listen to some of them, they be like, well, we want to make our game a pick up and play, where you can pick up and play it at any level, whether you're a beginner, you know what I'm saying, just smashing buttons, or you're an actual professional player, where you actually gotta learn how to actually play the game, where anybody can pick up and play it. I don't feel anybody should be able to pick up and play a game if it's a good game. I feel you should have to learn how to play the game. That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Shoot, go play some tic-tac-toe or something. You know what I'm saying? You can pick up and play that.
Play checkers.
I mean, I don't really have a problem with that because Nintendo's been doing that forever. Like they make quote unquote a game for everyone that is easy to play but hard to master. Like again, I'll say the Donkey Kong games. Like you can get through them, but to get everything and the 100% them or 200% them, that's what the challenge is, right?
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, these companies that say that can't do it that way. They can't do it. I guess as well as Nintendo does it, to where you can play a Mario Kart casually. But man, you get online, some of these fools will make you cry. Straight up and down. And the same thing with like Smash Brothers. It's a prime example of a game.
Hell yeah! You get in there with one of them Japanese motherfuckers,
right? But you get online, and these dudes, I'm telling you, they have you sick. So they're really good at being able to do that. But these other guys aren't as good to be able to do that. So they just end up dumbing the whole game down. Yeah. Instead of giving that happy medium where a casual player can play it and a veteran can play it hardcore as well. So I don't know. I don't like it because it's dumbing down over across the board the industry, and I don't like that at all.
Yeah. Man. And I don't like when gamers say the game is too hard. If you're an actual gamer, if you're a gamer, I shouldn't hear too hard come out your mouth.
Hang your controller up, son. You're done.
Hang that bitch up and walk away.
Especially if you're a reviewer of games, you shouldn't be talking about anything that's too hard. You get what I'm saying? But it's the younger dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's not the older dudes. Well, I wouldn't think it's the older dude, but I'm pretty sure there's some older dudes who say it's too hard.
Oh, it's older people. Some, mid 20s, mid to late 20s even that I've seen that happen with. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I say this is new breed, man, new breed. But when it affects my games, when the difficulty level affects the games that I love to play, that's where I have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little challenge. You know what I'm saying? Let me learn by trial and error, because that way when I actually get through something, it feels more enjoyable to me. You get what I'm saying? That's the reason why I like a little bit more challenging game. But if you showing me that I got to go over here, you know what I'm saying, that I need to go and pick this up over here, that take the challenge of me having to find it on my own and have to work to do it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why even play it?
Yeah. It kills the game for me. But anything y'all want to add on this here before I move on?
No, I'm
good. Anything anybody want to add? I think that's about. Hold on. I think. Oh. This is what we want to speak on too. I'm gonna let Mr. T start on this here, because Playtonics, the company, the ex-Rare company.
Yeah.
Because you said you was doing a little research on it, you know.
Yeah. Well, basically, a lot of well, not a lot. I think it's like 6 guys from that used to work with Rare back. Basically, they started in the N64 era ish. Some of them started with Super Nintendo with the Donkey Kong series. But 6 guys, designers, music guys. They all actually one of the guys is actually the designer of the Banjo Kazooie characters, and they came together and formed this company called Playtonic. They're an indie company, and they're teasing their new game. And basically, you can see like these 4 animal eyes, cartoony animal eyes, in some bushes, and it looks very much like a Banjo Kazooie tease or whatever. But it obviously can't be Banjo Kazooie because Microsoft owns that IP. But they're saying that this is the spiritual successor, if you will. So you're gonna get a 3D platformer collectathon from the heyday of the N64, which I love, and you're gonna get that whole aesthetic where I guess one of the animals or whatever is gonna be either riding the other animals back and give it that way. It gives them new abilities, just like Kazooie did for Banjo. And so yeah, I mean, obviously they said I think they're gonna start on PC first because that's obviously the cheapest way to go. But they definitely said they want to be on Wii U for the the Nintendo fans who know them from back in the day. And so yeah, I'm super excited for that. They haven't announced the game yet. I thought they were supposed to at least show the characters fully by now. I don't know if I'm right about that.
You already know they'll probably show around by E3.
Yeah, they're holding back on it. They'll probably blow it out around then, maybe before. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, they look like they got their stuff together. And like I said, a lot of these guys were with Rare for at least 10 years or more. So they could be spanning from the N64 era up until like mid or early 360 era. So these guys were in the heyday of Rare. Some of them, most of them were, and I'm pretty excited about that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever they got coming because I'm a 3D, especially a 3D platformer fiend from back in the day. On my N64, they had a ton of those. I can name off the top of my head like 15 right now. And I'm sure I have all of them. So I'm very happy about it.
You ain't gotta name them, shoot, because you'll show them off in your background, man.
I can totally, yeah. I can do that. Yeah, so I'm excited about that, man, because thus far Microsoft hasn't done anything with Rare of noteworthy, and while I was sad to see Rare go from Nintendo, I was optimistic because I felt like Rare always brought out the best in Nintendo, even when they were with them. A lot of people don't know that Miyamoto was quite jelly of Rare back in the late Super Nintendo N64 days. He felt a lot of pressure because those guys were making some stellar games, and so they pushed him. And that's what I thought Microsoft was going to do with Rare, push Nintendo to make their games better. But we really never got anything that great from Rare once they hit Microsoft. So it's kind of sad about that. So hopefully we can get that golden era back of 3D platformers with these guys.
Screwface?
I'm really excited about it. Platforming games are my favorite genre of games besides sports. And so I've always enjoyed, those type of games. And like Mizzah Tee said, Rare itself hasn't really done much since they went to Microsoft. So hopefully this company, I think gaming in general, across all platforms, needs companies like this company. And I know they haven't released anything yet, so let's not put the cart before the horse. But if they're able to capture the magic that they once made, back in the day, then I think the industry needs more. Us as gamers, we just talked about games being, we want our games to be hard and not be soft. I am happy that this is happening, and I hope that they make games and bring back that old flavor and make, great platforming games that give us a lot of hours of content and are really fun to play but challenging at the same time. And, I look forward to it. I think the industry in a whole needs more people like these guys, breaking away from this big picture corporation style way of making games and just collectively come together as a group, and develop these new little small gaming companies and make great games again. Because really, the industry as a whole, there's a lot of bad games being made right now with DLC and shit being coming out broken, needing day one patches and all of that. So, like I said, they haven't released anything yet, but hopefully this is a start to get gaming going back in the right direction, because gaming's been hurting in the last few years, in my opinion.
Yeah. And before you go, John, I just want to throw in real quick. I know there's a lot of gamers out there that are stubborn when it comes to indie games. They think of them as smaller games or whatever. And, that we're talking about this 3D platformer here that's going to be coming from Playtonic. I just want you, if you're listening, you're watching or whatever, to use YouTube and just Google YouTube A Hat in Time. There's a game called A Hat in Time. And this game was made by, I think, 5 people. And they were inspired by what Rare did on the N64. And if you can see the level of detail and just richness in this little indie game, this is a game that if it was 15, 20 years ago would have been a cartridge on the N64. I mean, it's an HD. This is a game made by a tiny team who was just inspired by Rare. So imagine what the ex-Rare guys can actually do with the same kind of team. Verizon. So I just want you to. I think there's like a 40-minute video playthrough that they gave. It's like a beta or whatever. Watch that beta and tell me if that looks like a small game to you, a small little indie game that ain't worth their time. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, but when it comes down to these, like, I'm not too sure. Like when this, like you said, these ex-Rare guys, so these ain't no run-of-the-mill, just small developers, just trying to get Kickstarter to build the game. These are actual developers who've been doing this for a while, who got history, and longevity. Right. So I don't see their game having to go to the computer, because I'm pretty sure Microsoft and Sony know they're out there. So they probably already headhunting, and Nintendo as well.
Oh yeah, Nintendo. Yeah. Exactly. I think they're already talking to them.
And Nintendo already lost Rare. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure. Hey, if Playtonic trying to do something.
Yeah, they said they're in talks with Nintendo. They said that.
Exactly. So they probably will try to scoop them up.
Yeah.
As long as Nintendo ain't on their bullshit and trying to own IPs and stuff, Because I'm pretty sure they're trying to leave with something as well. Yeah,
well, I want to throw the Hat in Time thing out there, because those guys aren't ex-Rare guys. Yeah. They're just a small company, a small indie company that you wouldn't think that would make this game A Hat in Time looks so great. I mean, it looks beautiful. It has that kind of Wind Waker look to it, and it's a 3D platformer, and it looks like looks like it's ready to ship.
I went and looked. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, it looks good. Very polished game.
Oh no, I think they showed this at Sony press conference. It looked like that game that
No.
You sure? Yeah, it do look good though. With the little person with the little yellow cape on.
Yeah, she has I guess the different hats give her different abilities and stuff. So that's why they're focusing on the hats or whatever. And it's like I said, it's got that Wind Waker art style to it.
Yep.
And it's a 3D platformer. Collectathon, like a Banjo-Kazooie type, So, and it looks great. I've been waiting for this game for about a year and a half now. So, if they can do that,
some of the fun games back in the day, man. These type of games right here, like they really don't. Like everything now is about shooter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They don't really take time to make games like this. The only company that really invests time in these type of games is Nintendo,
Yeah.
or you'll get one from the indie store, and you know what I'm saying, from Microsoft or Sony, but them as a company, like, they're not dedicating like a first AAA game to these type of games. You get what I'm saying? Puzzle type games like this.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to what we were talking about on the last, the last part, when we were talking about games not being hard anymore. These games, a game like this here is more challenging. It don't look challenging, but it's more challenging than a game than what's the word? A theatrical game. You know what I'm saying? Cinematic game where you just going around and pointing a gun and shooting somebody in the head. You feel me?
The older 1886.
I ain't say that. I did not say that.
Direct your hate mail to Mizzah Tee.
Well, one of the coolest games that kind of sums up what we've been talking about tonight, as far as like we want games to be hard and challenging, but be fun at the same time, and have that whole platforming aspect to it that me and Mizzah Tee like. And John Doe played this game and told me about it, and I went and played it, and I love it. It's one of my favorite games I've played in a while. Is Max Curse of Brotherhood.
Oh, yeah,
if you have not played that game, you need to play it. That game is so fun, and it's challenging, and it's hard, and you die a lot trying to figure out trial and error how to get past certain things. It's a great game.
About that game. God dang,
dude, if that game would have come out back in the day, that game would have been a collector's item smash hit, man. Yeah. That is a great game.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite games, you know what I'm saying, on the 8th generation. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Hold on. I just knocked nobody for making games like that, man. And I was dead wrong. Let me slap my hand. Let's slap my hand, bad boy. You was bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, that is Microsoft acquired those guys. But, before that, they were just indie studio out there. And I got the first game on Wii. And it was awesome because it used the Wii remote to paint and stuff.
Yeah, what it was, Max Paintbrush or something like that?
I can't remember the name of it right now. Sadly, it's on my Wii. It's on my Wii U, in the Wii mode or whatever. But I bought it from WiiWare, and it was I was anticipating the sequel. Then I heard Microsoft had snatched them up. I was like, oh man. and now I got an Xbox One. I still haven't. You told me about the game. I still ain't got it. Shame on me. I'm definitely gonna jump on that. So.
That's gonna be the best game you play on that box.
Dude, I'm dead serious, man. Mass Curse of the dude. It should have got Game of the Year, but people don't really like those type of games. So they're not gonna give that type of game the credit that it deserves. But it could have definitely got Game of the Year, man. That's how good Mass Curse of the Brotherhood was. But every other fan gonna be like, that wasn't this Xbox 360 exclusive. Shit, it was on 360 too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Xbox One exclusive.
Xbox One exclusive. Yeah, it was on 360 too. But hey, at the end of the day, it was a good game, man. And like another game that I'm looking forward to is Project Spark. You know what I'm saying?
I have Project Spark, and it hasn't quite sparked me yet. I would think that you would love.
It looks like it would be really.
I thought I would too. That's why I got it. I'm not gonna get on it yet because I haven't really invested enough time in it yet. Yeah. So
we're gonna save that for another part.
Yeah, we'll save that.
Save that.
But I can't wait to see what Playtonic does. You know what I'm saying? To make a long story short, because we done went all over the world with with this right here. You know what I'm saying? But I can't wait to see if they bring back another Banjo-Kazooie, because it clearly looked like somebody on somebody back on this. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't put the character on the back. Maybe it's in a knapsack on the front. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. They might switch it up. They
might change it up. So.
There's actually a game on Kickstarter right now. I think I mentioned that before we started. It's called Crankin' something, where there is a character. I can't remember what the main animal is, but I know the character on the back is in a backpack, just like Kazooie, and it's a monkey. So it's a monkey on your back. I'm sure they did that on purpose. That's kind of funny. Yeah. But yeah, it's very similar to Banjo-Kazooie. Where the animal on the back lets you do different stuff that you can't do, get to different areas that you can't reach. So yeah, I mean, it seems like those games are starting to make a comeback.
All right, anything you want to add to this, Screwface?
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right. Well, I think we done went over enough. You guys got anything y'all want to add, or shall we close this thing out?
We can close it out.
Nah, we got it.
All right, people. I'm gonna go ahead and let Mr. T and Screwface give their outros, and then we're going to finish this thing on up. Go ahead, Mr. T.
Hey, fools. It's Mizzah Tee of the Mizzah Tee Show. Back with another awesome We Got Game podcast. Glad to be here, as usual. Be looking out for me tomorrow. I'll be dropping a long anticipated attack
Hold
of the.
on, hold on. It won't be tomorrow. It
Oh,
won't be. Remember, because this.
Oh, that's right. I'm
air,
sorry.
you know what I'm saying?
My bad. I do so many podcasts on hate. Well, by the time you hear this, it'll already be out. So make sure you check it out. It's gonna be pretty funny. So look out for that, and see you fools next time. Make sure you play Nintendo, fools.
Screw.
Yeah. Go check out my channel, Screwface 2081. Say good night to the bad guy.
All right, people. Well, this your boy John Doe. Make sure, like I say, we didn't do the questions on this one, but next week I will put out a video telling you guys to go over and post your questions in the We Got Game group. It'll be down in the description. Make sure y'all go and check out every link in the description. Like the group, like the page, and join the groups, man, because we will be doing a lot of different stuff. Shoot, I might do 1 week where I'm taking questions out of the We Got Game, you know what I'm saying, group, and the next one I might take them out of the, you know what I'm saying, out of my group. We Gamers with Dope, you know, so join both of them. But with that being said, this your boy John Doe. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and thank everybody for supporting us, you know, and we out. Later, people. Yeah.